Hey everybody, welcome to Sunday Fandom News. Today I am joined by
Turk Magerk, the one and only, bro.
Where can people find your stuff in yada yada?
You can go to the tubes, man. Tubes, YouTube/Turk and Magerk. Haven't really put anything out besides streams.
Yeah, your link is actually in the description box below, actually. So yeah, totally.
Ooh, fancy. Look there. I'm gonna say in the description box below.
So yeah, today we're gonna talk about 3 stories today. One is going to be about generally about Netflix doing a lot of anime, like investing a lot in anime right now. One in particular being the Yasuke thing. Yeah, as they should. And Mandalorian returning. That just came 2 days ago, something like that. I think 2 days ago. Because if you watched it at midnight, it kind of like. Did you watch it, by the way, at midnight? Or like, I think for you, it was like 2 a.m. at that point, I think is when it came out for you.
I thought they come out like, that's like 3 or 4 a.m. for us. I don't know.
Yeah, for you, I think, yeah, it's like 3 or something like that. But you stayed up for that, huh?
No, I didn't.
Oh, actually, you woke up. You woke up like a normal person.
I woke up like a normal person, rolled out of bed, and I was like, oh shit, Mandalorian's out. And that's what we sat down and ate our brunch and watched Mandalorian. I was like, let's watch that again. So we watched it twice in a row.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about that. So, and we might do spoiler talk on that. So we'll let you guys know when that turns into spoiler talk. And then our last story is going to be about another Power Rangers reboot. We just had one 5 years ago, I think. And then they didn't really do anything with that one. They kind of like, were like, no, we're not going to continue with that.
When did
but
you
this one is supposed to, I think that was
2016. When did you get your car?
It might have been 2016, I think. So yeah, that would have been 4 years ago. It's not that long ago that they had tried to reboot it and then didn't do anything with it. But first off, let's talk about Netflix's new. So it's been announced that LaKeith, what's his last name, Stanfield, who is, I know him as, well, Monica knows him. Monica, being my girlfriend, knows him as Snoop Dogg from Straight Outta Compton. I don't know if you saw Straight Outta Compton, but he played Snoop Dogg in that. And she, for the longest time, she only called him Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Oh my god.
Other people I know him from Atlanta. I don't know if you watch. Do you watch Atlanta? The Donald Glover.
I haven't watched all of it. I mean, I love Donald Glover. I like that actor actually. He was in Get Out as well.
Yeah, he's also in Get Out. Really, he's also in Sorry to Bother You, which is that indie film about the telemarketers.
Telemarketers, yeah. With Tessa Thompson. I love Tessa Thompson.
Yeah, so I love her too. So he's been in a lot of stuff. And what's funny about the story in particular, this Yasuke Netflix thing that they're doing, it seems to have the same descriptor or the same blurb as what was supposed to be attached to Chadwick, because Chadwick was attached to a Yasuke movie, but they didn't announce like in what capacity or what it was supposed to be. I think I don't have this confirmed at all. So like, let that be known to everybody who's watching this. This is not confirmed. But it has a very similar description to what Chadwick's Yasuke was supposed to be about. So I'm wondering if LaKeith is stepping in. But it wasn't announced at that point that it was supposed to be an anime type of thing. I think it was supposed to be live action, if I'm not mistaken. So this could be separate. We say, oh yeah, no, of course it breaks, because
that breaks my heart. God damn it.
Yeah, because I think it was supposed to be live action, if I'm not mistaken. And
yeah, I read
anime,
it.
So I don't know.
I don't know why I was like live action. Yeah, that's cool. Wait, no, it's an anime. Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's a separate company doing this or it is the same people and they're just going a different route. Like instead of doing live action, like they were originally intending, they're doing it as an anime, which means they'll have a lot of overlap with Afro Samurai, I would think. Someone says Yasuke versus Afro Samurai. Well, Afro Samurai is a fictional character who is slightly based on Yasuke, but this one's supposed to be more directly tied to Yasuke. But then I'm kind of suspicious of the description, because the description talks about like demons and like mythology attached to it. And I thought it was going to be more of like a grounded retelling of Yasuke.
It said mechs and magic. And I was like,
right.
Like Gundam mechs? What the hell, Japan? I mean, whatever.
Afro Samurai again, it seems like. And that was actually one of my critiques of Afro. Well, not so much, because Afro Samurai was distinctly trying to do a very specific thing. But I kind of wanted
Samurai Champloo at the time. I was like, what is this Samurai Champloo as? But like a little more.
That's actually that's what I would prefer. I would want this Yasuke series to be like Samurai Champloo, because Samurai Champloo is actually a lot more grounded. I mean, there's a few like kind of outlandish things, like but not really all that much.
It's a dude. First of all, it's anime. It can do whatever it wants at any point in time. But it was the guy who did Bebop. So yeah, he's just some weird, just out of left field. Like, here's this horror episode that has nothing to do with anything.
Right. But mostly it's grounded. And I would want Yasuke to be that. I don't want it to be too mechy and like Afro Samurai, he was fighting like robots, sometimes.
Yeah, like I can deal with like magic and like mystical yokai stuff. Like I'm cool with that. That's fine. But like mechs, I was like Gundam mechs. Am I reading this wrong? I don't know.
Oh, have you played Ghost of Tsushima?
It's a long
What?
story. Okay, so obviously I wanted the game like really badly when it came out, and we bought it almost like instantly. But I have not been able to stop my Resident Evil addiction. So.
Oh, you was doing on a tear. I actually want to play. In between because PS5 is like right around the corner, so I'm like, should I just wait and just play it on PS5 or like play? I'm doing the same thing with Spider-Man PS4 right now. I'm like, and then seeing like the changed face, I was like, do I really want to play that version?
Yeah, same. I've been wanting to play that for like 2 years now, and Ace, my boyfriend, got it. And so I was like, well, I want to play it too. And then I started playing it. I was like, well, now I want to play the PS5 version. You know what? I'm going to wait.
Right. Yeah. So I think I'm also waiting too. I'm just going to do the remastered and the Miles Morales because it's supposed to be packaged together, that version. So
yeah,
the reason the way it looks.
The Miles one just looks so good.
Yeah, it looks so clean. It looks so clean. I actually was just rewatching a Spider-Verse Into the Spider. It was the scene where he does the hey. Where he sees Gwen Stacy. I was like, I forgot how good this movie is.
Yeah, that movie's amazing, dude. That soundtrack's even better. Well, okay, not better, but it's really amazing. Much amazing.
No, it's really good. They're both good. Everything in that movie, like every department, sound, animation, soundtrack, like the performances, like it's all there. Like it's all there. It's great. I can't wait for the next one.
Like I said, Samurai Champloo is my favorite anime, TBH. Same.
Me too. Me too. Yeah. No, I am same, and I'm actually watching Full Metal right now, but it's not. Yeah.
Oh, I refuse.
Shampoo. You have not watched Full Metal?
I refuse.
Why do you refuse to watch Full Metal? What?
Back when I was a little weeaboo. Well, I'm still a weeaboo, but I'm older now. I'm not a little weeaboo anymore. I remember watching it like an Adult Swim. Me and my sister. My sister was like. She was like the mini me at the time. Anything I was watching, she was watching.
Oh, okay.
And I remember watching it, and the first like few episodes, we were like, looked at each other like, "This is depressing."
Oh no, it is. Oh no. Oh yeah.
We were like, that's when it was like. That's when it was like, I was into like, I don't know, like Full Metal Panic and stuff. Like, oh, watch Full Metal Panic instead. It's way less depressing.
The first 4-5 episodes are all depressing. Like literally all like the most terrible humans that you could have like encountered are in that one.
And we were like, no, I don't think so. We'll just keep.
And the people were recommending it to be off of Last Airbender, and it is totally not Last Airbender at all. Like totally, it's a totally different thing. Like,
no, and and that's what I respect about Airbender. Not to stray too off topic, but that's what I respect about Last Airbender is it has its moments where it's really dark and it's kind of adult, but it's mostly lighthearted and kids can watch it. I'm like, oh man, did Jet just die?
Yeah, like, I think so. Sort of but then if someone dies in Full Metal, you kind of know it because like their head explodes or they become a demon woman or something like what I mean, like it's pretty wicked. But the reason I brought up Ghost of Tsushima in the first place is because I would like because Ghost of Tsushima has some mysticism to it a little bit. Like it's definitely a grounded. It's supposed to kind of be like a pseudo retelling of the history of what actually happened to the island of Tsushima.
I feel like Japan can't ignore like the yokai aspect of like it's kind of cool.
It always inserts, and I'm fine with that. I think that's as much as I wanted, like as much as Ghost did is how much I would want this Yasuke to do. Not a whole bunch where it's just like the world is otherworldly. I still want it to be, especially for this story in particular, because Yasuke is about this slave who came over to Japan and worked his way up to become a samurai, and that I don't want that real story to be diminished by too much mysticism to be like, it's just a like, oh, it's just a fake story. Like you can just like write it off. But it's like, no, this is like a real, like this really happened. This guy was real, So I would want to, see something a little just a little more grounded, just a little bit more. But Mandalorian, my goodness, that they came back with a huge note. By the way, guys, in the chat, we're gonna be talking about Mandalorian for like the next 10 minutes. So if you haven't watched the episode, go away now. Again, gonna warn you guys again. We're talking about Mandalorian right now.
I'm in Texas, so we say go on, get.
Go on, get. Yeah. Go on, get. What is the you said you watched it 4 times?
Yes, in that one day. And then I couldn't watch it yesterday because Actually, we tried to watch it again yesterday morning, but Disney Plus was like being stupid, and then I tried to watch it again last
Oh, it was
night.
down maintenance.
But it was already late, and my roommate was going to sleep. He's like, "We can watch it tomorrow." I was like, "All right, fine." So yeah, no, I watched it like 4 times
tomorrow. And I was the thing that's terrible too is that I did a reaction to it, and then when I got done, no audio recorded whatsoever. So it's just me like at the screen.
Are you serious?
Just, like, going like. Yeah, so the part with the Krayt Dragon. So like the part with the Krayt Dragon when he comes out and like fucking acids all those people, like my reaction is like, but like you can't hear anything. So it's like, what in the world? So I'm trying to figure out how to salvage that footage if I can. Maybe like do a reaction to my reaction, like, oh, this is the part where I was talking about this, and this is the part where I was freaking out about that. Or I don't know what.
Like a play-by-play, like it's sports or something.
That'd be awesome. But I had even called it like because this story. I don't know if you read. Have you read Aftermath? I don't know if you read the novels, the Star Wars novels.
I try to. Sometimes I'll do the audiobooks because you know I'm lazy. I'm like, I'll read audiobook
later. Aftermath audiobook is actually pretty good. They have that. Oh, I don't know if you have the Libby app. There's an application called Libby, and it's basically a library app where you can get free audiobooks and free ebooks on your phone. I use that all the time. Yeah, it's an amazing thing. But then when the Marshal came on to the scene, because at first I was like, that doesn't sound like Boba. What the heck? What are they? Did they get a new actor? Like what happened? And then he takes his face off or takes his mask off. Yeah, what happened? Yeah.
So throughout most of the episode, I should do reactions to these things too. I always tell myself,
you really
should. And then I'm like, no. But yeah, no. I was like, when there was like, oh, there's a Mandalorian on Tatooine. I was like, it's Boba.
Yeah.
And then we get there, it's not Boba. I'm like, wait, that's not Boba. Oh,
because I freaked out for that whole.
Interesting. That's awesome. It's just his armor. Yeah. Yeah. And then of course the Krayt Dragon later, like the thing when it's coming through, I was like, that's a Krayt Dragon. Watch.
Yeah.
And it's Krayt Dragon. I was like, where the Krayt Pearl at?
Did you get KOTOR? Did you get KOTOR vibes from that little mission they did?
That
was almost the same mission.
Yes, dude. I was like, where the Krayt Pearl at? Where it at? Who played KOTOR? Yeah.
And is that what that was? That was the reference, right? Yeah, they pulled it out. Yeah. I was like, wait, are they really doing that? Is that what they're? I was like wondering if that was what it was.
I was so excited about that, and it's funny because I was telling Ace, it's like, bro, back when I was like a teenager, like 14-ish, writing my little fan fictions, I am playing KOTOR and stuff. This is what it felt like watching Star Wars and the way it's making me feel. When I was trying to write things, I want it to feel like this. When I was playing KOTOR, it felt like this. This is the kind of Star Wars that like. This is why I love Star Wars so goddamn much.
Mandalorian
I had that feeling the entire time.
Me, man. Yeah, it's totally hidden for me. And then, so the reason I bring up the Aftermath story is because the Marshal actually showed up in that story, and I had and this is a story I read 3 years ago or something like that, because I think it was like one of the earlier ones, like the Force Awakens kind of stories. Yeah. And one of them was like an interlude about this person buying, some Mandalorian armor on Tatooine, and I was like, oh. So they're still not letting us really know Boba Fett's alive or not, but that his armor's there and it's being sold. And then they showed that exact same scene that was in the book, and I was like, oh, this is cool.
That is amazing. I want to acknowledge some of these people. Yo, the boy in Dallas, represent my guy, and someone else in Texas. Actually, no, same guy.
Some Texas people out here? Oh, what's
up?
Bro.
Texas is a big ass state, man.
And you guys are huge. You're your own country, like kind of like California. Like we could be our own, like separate.
Sometimes
nations.
It's cool. Sometimes it's not. I hate it. It takes 8 hours just to get out of Texas when you're driving.
West Texas is just nothing. It's just flat nothing.
Yeah, for like I usually like let's make that drive at night because there's nothing. Yeah, for sure. Turk, do you like Dungeons and Dragons? No, not really. I'm more of like I'll play Elder Scrolls Online if I feel like sort of Dungeons and Dragons-y.
You want to get into that vibe or whatever? Yeah, I'm not.
I'm a hardcore gamer. Like I like tabletop. I'm like, let's just play online together, guys. I don't want to play.
There's a game. It's called WoW. I don't know if you play WoW though. I'm not into WoW either. But
I've never been to WoW either. I'll do ESO. That's pretty much it. Yeah, Elder Scrolls Online, which is like the Bethesda.
Oh, what about Final Fantasy 14? Are you into that?
I never got into it. I'm
not either. I'm not. Yeah, me too. Yeah,
I was like, okay, bye everyone.
But people seem to really enjoy it, but I never really got into it. But yeah, absolutely. I was wondering too throughout the episode with the Boba reveal at the end. I was like, so why didn't he like go to the Marshal and like take? So what was he waiting for a Mandalorian to like show up and like? But then he's not really a Mandalorian because I know in the new canon they made it that him and Jango were not. We're not actual Mandalorians. Yeah. It could be maybe that, or I mean, maybe he's hiding out. Maybe you don't want people to find him. I don't know. Right.
And I love that reveal because you had already forgotten. That was a really great writing misdirection.
True.
Where they were like, "Hey, look, it's Boba." No, it's not. And then they go on. They tell you this is a cool character though, and he's not Boba. And let's spend this entire episode with him. And then at the last minute, when you know you're supposed to close, you're like, "Oh shit, it's fucking Boba!" You know, like freaking out. I think as a writer, that was a really great like misdirection, like magic trick. Like it's over.
And
no, it's not.
The story behind it too, because then it's just his armor there. So like, what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
did you like jetpack out of it, like, and then you left your armor? Like, I don't know how they're gonna play that.
He looks pretty messed up though. He looked kind of.
He does. His face was really worked, so he definitely probably got past it.
I wanted to say too, if that's something you read in Aftermath, that's amazing, honestly, because there's been a lot of overlap that happens when they're doing like the comics and the in the last like 5 years, the comics and the novels and stuff. They forget things, and there are these weird. It's actually my problem with a lot of comic books I read is like depending on the writer, certain characters like they forget. Oh, that happened to that other one. Oh, remember that one time that. So for them to like when everyone complained that they retconned all the old expanded universe, I was like, that's smart because there's so much to keep up with. But then when they start doing this thing where they don't want to keep up with it themselves, I'm like, well, then that's dumb. Why did you guys do that? Like if you notice in Rise of Skywalker, we won't get into that can of worms, but I wanted to mention for anyone who hasn't seen Rise of Skywalker, get out of here. I'm sure everyone's seen it by now. At the end, when Maz gives Chewie the medal, he's like, "This is for you." That big thing where I think because people are like Chewie never got a medal. What the hell?
Yeah, that's exactly
and I'm like,
what it was.
I'm like, he did get a medal. He got a medal in one of the first comic book series that came out.
Right after. Yeah, it was right after. It was called like, Star Wars. I think it was Princess Leia. I think it was a Princess Leia.
No, it was Chewbacca.
Comic. Oh, it was Chewbacca. No, yeah, you're right. He was Chewbacca one.
He had a 5-issue miniseries. Pretty much all of them did. Yeah, and I was like, man, someone didn't do their homework because he already got a medal. Like, I was like, whatever.
They're already kind of like, because the whole thing was supposed to be that they were able to keep everything in cohesive, but then there's still been moments where it's like the same.
They forget.
Where it's like,
and I'm like, y'all need to have just one person who like, and that's why as going back to Mando, Dave Filoni is amazing at that because he has such a vast knowledge of the lore. He's like he's like Wikipedia, you know what I mean? Like he's like walking.
He's the
Wikipedia.
next thing next to Lucas, he's the guy. Like that's why I feel like he should be running. I don't know why they don't entrust Star Wars to him. Like I don't get it at this point. I don't know if there's some behind the scenes thing where he's just not good with big groups or they don't think he could take on that role or something. I don't understand it.
He seems a bit of a weirdo, but I think that's a good thing. I mean, so are we. You know what I mean? Like I feel like a lot of us are weirdos, and that totally works. But yeah, Mando. Mando.
Yeah, that's great. I can't wait for the season. I think the season is gonna be pretty dope. I'm already there. I'm already here for it.
Did you catch the John Leguizamo was the Cyclops dude? There's a bunch of things that I caught. The pod racer part that he was
that was Anakin.
That was Anakin's, it was Anakin's pod racer part that like
they had a bunch of references. The Womp Rat reference they had. There was a bunch. But I like that it was a lot of subtle. Yeah, so that too. That there was a lot of subtle stuff. It wasn't like it was like taking an entire scene to be like, or like Rogue One. I feel like Rogue One had a few fan servicey things that were like a little too much in your face and trying too hard. But all the stuff I felt like in that first episode was really well done because it was like if you know it, you know it. But if you don't, then it's just like kind of like it's
whatever. But it was just like real nonchalant, like, oh yeah, it's R5. Oh look, it's a pod racer. Yeah. We're gonna keep.
That's the best way to do it. Just like do it like that, and then like let the nerds freak out about it, and normal people are like they can continue watching without being confused or anything like that. So I thought that was done really well.
Much amazing.
Really good. So Millie Bobby Brown potentially being a Red Ranger. I mean, obviously, I don't think I ever seen her do any stunts. So obviously, they would have her as like just as an actress, and then they would flip her over because usually I think in the original. They wanted all of the actors to have some sort of martial arts background or to be, athletic in some way. So like,
at least have some sort of like a good grasp on like the physicality involved.
Right. Because they used them a lot, when they were in non-suited fight scenes, they would still, use the kids as much as they could. Or kids, I say kids, they were young. They were adults by that point playing teenagers. So it's going to be weird. I like her, I guess. Like she's a good actress. I don't know about Power Rangers though.
I think that she can do whatever she wants. Honestly, that girl.
At this point, she has a blank check for like the rest of her career.
Pretty much. I think she's just I mean, if you look at her work in Stranger Things, how old was she? Pretty much all those kids in Stranger Things. Holy crap! But
12 when they started, I think, right? Something.
They were tiny. They're like grown ass people now. I see them on Instagram. I'm like, what the hell?
When did that happen? Yeah, especially
like Caleb.
Old boy, the black guy. What?
Caleb McLaughlin or Caleb?
Yeah, he is.
I follow him.
I think is he being paid right now for Static Shock? Is that a rumor or is that confirmed at this point that he's supposed to be in the running for Static Shock? Okay, I think it's just rumor.
I don't know.
At this point,
could be no, but I was scrolling the other day and I was like, "What the hell is a grown ass man?"
Yeah,
it's like how do you do Stranger Things now? Yeah.
So
I think that
too is like the reboot aspect of it too, because the article says that it's going to be in the same universe and that there's like time travel that's going to be applied to it, where the old characters can actually come into it. So like we might get to see like Tommy or like some of the other old Rangers.
They do all sorts of crazy stuff like that right now in the current comic run, which is actually okay. It's decent. I haven't read a whole lot of it just because I haven't been super into Power Rangers since I was like, I don't know, like 10.
Me too. I'm the same way. Like my friend Devin, who was here like 2 weeks ago, is like an adult fanatic for Power Rangers. I was like, really? You didn't like give it up in middle school? Like
no,
I give it up.
It's crazy. It's funny because I ask these people all the time because I have friends who are the same. Like they go to the cons, they go to the Rangers cons and stuff like that, where they're just full suits and everything, and they're hardcore into it. And I've had a lot of people sort of give me a lot of insight. Like, man, these stories actually sound kind of cool. I've tried reading some myself. Actually, I pulled one out for you today. Power Rangers.
Mighty Morphin?
Yeah, Mighty Morphin. This is from the current run.
Is it a alternate universe kind of a thing, or is it just retelling what Mighty Morphin used to be?
It's a retelling, but this particular issue is sort of a one-shot like flashback issue. And the Red Ranger is a lady. It's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, she's. It's like this ragtag team that's thrown together by Zordon, sort of a last minute. Sort of like, hey, I need you guys to save the Earth now.
Old school Rangers, like maybe Rangers from like the 70s or something, or you mean like okay,
like 1969, like the moon landing.
Wow, that's cool. Because
they did say that
before that they had used Well, is that a part of the story that they used teenagers before, and that was the reason why they're looking for teenagers again in the 90s version of it?
I don't think they're teenagers.
Oh, okay, they're adults.
These people are not teenagers, but yeah, but I mean, definitely the roles. I know a lot of people are like, she can't be a Red Ranger. She's a lady. Fun fact: I was a Red Ranger for Halloween when I was a kid.
Haven't there been female Red Rangers in the series, or am I crazy?
And I think one of the series, yes. But like I said, in this comic book series,
obviously, but yeah,
Mighty Morphin here. But no, I was just saying for Halloween when I was a little kid, I was a Red Ranger for Halloween, and a bunch of kids gave me crap for it. You're a girl. I'm like, yeah, so what? But no, Millie Bobby Brown. Millie Bobby Brown, I think she'd be great. I mean, she plays a great 11. She's definitely got an intensity about her. I don't think she's been given enough roles to sort of be like in your face.
She's been doing a lot of yeah, I'm trying to say like she hasn't been doing a lot of. Well, no, she did. She did Godzilla.
But a lot of her roles are stoic. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. That's what I mean. Like she also was
hasn't been given the opportunity to.
Yeah. Like I agree.
Enola Holmes.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah. And that role is also very stoic. 11, of course, is very stoic. I didn't watch Godzilla, so I don't know what she was doing in that, to be honest.
She's kind of an 11-esque character. She doesn't talk a lot. She doesn't do much. She's just running around emoting to the best of her abilities because she's an amazing actress. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why the hell not, honestly. You know what's funny? I thought she would be a great Princess Leia if they ever did a young Princess Leia story.
Ooh,
yeah, dude. Did you read Princess of Alderaan?
No, that's like when I stopped reading the novels. I think I stopped. When did I stop?
It's good. I like it. It's good.
Wait,
I actually heard
Claudia Gray? Is Claudia Gray, right? That one?
Yes.
She's one of my favorites. All Stars is another one that's really good that she did as well.
I haven't read that one yet, but that's been on my to-read list for like 5 years.
Oh, the last one I read was Dark Disciple, and that one wounded me because they used
Asajj Ventress and Quinlan Vos.
And Asajj Ventress, and they like Asajj Ventress. was kind of okay because I was already used to how they redid her within the context of the
love
Clone
her
Wars
so
TV
much.
show. But
Mhm.
Quinlan, they destroyed. Like
Really?
that's not the same guy from the comics that I grew up, because he was my favorite character. Like between episodes 2 and 3, like when they originally came out.
They
And they made
Sakura.
him like a surfer bro, basically. Like
Yeah.
he's a surfer
Yeah.
bro instead of like this. Like he's supposed to be
It's
like
like
the
Jason
stoic.
Momoa.
Yeah, he's like Jason Momoa.
Now he
Yeah,
would be
that's-
perfect for the role. Yeah.
yeah, let's just cast that guy. Actually, that's
From
probably
what
who
I
they would cast.
understand, yeah, you're not wrong, dude. He'd 1,000% suit that role as of right now. But from what I understand, Dark Disciple was a recycled
of
Clone Wars
episodes.
Yeah, they were like, no more Clone Wars. Everyone loves it, so we're not gonna make any more.
And then they bring it back with a few, like they did the Lost season that they put on Netflix. And then some of the stories that we got, like we got the Darth Maul arc was completed. Well, now it's completed with the season 7 stuff, but before that point, it was completed with the Mother Talzin comic series where he fought Grievous, and I think Grievous or either Sidious or Talzin, I can't remember. Something like that.
Dathomir?
Yeah, something Dathomir, that one. That was a recycled script as well. Dark Disciple was. There was a few other projects that they did that were recycled, and they're like, "Oh no, you guys get to come back again!" And they're like, "Oh, awkward. Okay." And so they did.
I feel like they didn't know what to do with Darth Maul for a long time. They just kept putting him back into things because it's like, it's Darth Maul. Like, we know, we got it. Let him die. Jesus Christ.
That's the main thing when people are watching Solo, like for the general audiences. I wonder how confused they were of seeing Maul at the end of Solo and being like,
yeah,
what?
That was probably like, what? Yeah, for sure.
Like, what's going on here? Like, what's happening? This is really weird. All right, so at this point, guys, we'll do a little Q&A if there's anything that you guys wanted to discuss about in terms of what we talked about today. So the Yasuke anime that's coming out to Netflix kind of getting into more anime in general, Mandalorian returning, and the Red Ranger. It's funny enough, when we said that go away for the spoiler talk for Mandalorian, there was a little bit of a drop. I think we went down to like 12 people, and I was like, oh, snap,
really?
There's really a lot of people like,
really don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Whoops. My bad.
Someone said, someone actually says, no, actually, Michael B. Jordan got the role for Sag Shock. So I don't know if that's confirmed.
Right.
This person says,
I saw who's posted about it. But no, I don't know if I read. I don't know if I actually clicked the article and read it. But I love Michael B. Jordan. Don't even get me started.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't mind him being Sag Shock whatsoever. Wait, is Sag Shock? No, it's DC, so that's okay. It wouldn't be an overlap with Killmonger or anything like that, because there's always all these actors who play on both sides. Like we had who's Deadpool? Ryan Reynolds. He was Green Lantern before that, and that's like DC. Although I hear that Oscar Isaac is gonna play another villain.
Moon Knight.
Yeah, in Marvel, and he was just in X-Men. He's
like an anti-hero kind of. He's crazy. He's basically Batman, but he knows he's crazy. He's like
Moon person.
Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
He's a little more obscure.
Well, I was talking about
a villain for something else.
No, the wasn't the Apocalypse like that?
Apocalypse. Yeah. No, I thought you meant the whole. Yeah, I thought you meant the whole, like, recently they said Oscar Isaac was going to.
Yeah, like the idea of actors doubling, like in the Marvel universe itself. Playing multiple worlds. That is true. So, why isn't Static young? Because Michael B. Jordan would be playing an older version. Because usually. He's just like teenage. He's like the Peter Parker age, teen or like new adult, that kind of thing. So I guess they're gonna go with a more like seasoned Static Shock, maybe, if Michael is gonna be doing it. What were you gonna say before that?
I don't remember. Homegirl from what is her name? She was in Luke Cage. She ended up being the main villain in the first season of Luke Cage. She was in Civil War. No, not Civil War. She was in Civil War.
Oh, you mean the actress that's in that one?
So she doubled as same, like, we thought it was the same universe, but it's like, no, the TV, the Netflix shows aren't the same of the canon.
Oh, they're not? No, they're actually separate? Wait,
originally it was like they
didn't. Is a separate thing?
Agents of Shield, no. I think that's still canon.
Okay, but
I mean, it's a lot more canon than Daredevil and Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist.
But they make mentions of the Avengers and how they like destroyed New York. So how?
Yeah, they do. It just conveniently later we're like, we don't. It's not none of it. Go away. And so that's why they're talking about like recasting the roles that they might play in like Spider-Man and things like that. And there's like this big, we'll have Charlie Cox play Daredevil. What's up? Yeah, that's what they were. There was a rumor. And
honestly, you can fix all this by the multiverse. Once you have Doctor Strange come out and you introduce the multiverse, fixed. Everything's fixed. Everything makes sense now.
That's what they're gonna have to do, and they could even bring in some of the X-Men people that we like.
Yep, multiverse is a perfect way to bring in the X-Men. You can bring in Miles off of that too. Like, there's so much you can once you open that can of worms, you can do so much with that. What is the most important thing? Do you think all of the actors will be younger for the Power Rangers because Millie is not a full-blown adult? I mean, I would think so.
She's like 16, right?
That's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be teenagers. Like, that's the whole.
Yeah, actual teenagers being teenagers. Whoa, what a mind-blowing idea. Yeah, because she's like 16. Have you seen her on Instagram? Like, girl, you growing up too quick. I can't deal with this.
Yeah, no, they all did. They all did grow up way. Oh, wait, hold on. Someone says about the canon stuff. None of the TV show was canon. Agents was the closest but diverging universe. That's weird.
Yep.
Coulson is actually okay. That's okay.
Early on, they didn't say that they weren't canon. They were just like, but later, for sure, they were like, no.
Oh, the mom from Cooking. Okay, see, he knows how I would recognize that person. Oh, that lady. Okay, now I understand what's going on. Oh, here we go.
I forgot what her name was.
I forget her name too, but yeah, I know her as the mom from Crooklyn. That's the main thing I know her from. Which design of the Krayt Dragon do you prefer, canon or Legends? I kind of like the new one, even though it's like Dune. Yeah, I think I like the idea of it, like the burrowing, just kind of it more of a snake-like thing than it being the actual, like, typical dragon. Like, I'm cool with the new design.
I mean, it lends itself to the writing because the shrouded mystery, the sort of Tremors style thing. Like, what the hell is that in the sand? So yeah, for sure. I think that it was written in a really cool way.
The action sequence was really good too. Like, it was really well designed and well choreographed. Like the idea of like the tri-fail cycle where they're like, okay, we'll just put it under the belly because that's its weak spot, right? It's like, no, the weak spot is like inside of it. Like, that was incredible.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
I love the part where it's like coming for the
Bantha. Yeah, Bantha.
It's coming for the Bantha, right? You think it's gonna, and it just goes straight for the Tusken Raiders. Like, no. Nope. Yeah, I was like, oh god.
I know what you guys are doing. I'll eat you instead. Someone says just a general question, not related to the stream, but how far do you think Marvel's multiverse will expand? It's really
not
endless.
As far as the comics. I fucking hope because that gets really quickly. Holy crap!
Like okay, on a scale of Kingdom Hearts and I don't know any other kind of convoluted story. Like, where does it scale? Is it past Kingdom Hearts?
Jesus Christ, I don't know. Well, the problem with Marvel and their comics, even just in the last 10 to 5 years, is they reboot constantly. They're like, no, we're not gonna do it again. This is a new number one that's gonna follow X, Y, and then before they finish the sentence, they're like, we have a new number one. Like, Jesus Christ. Jesus. But it's really bad. It's probably Kingdom Hearts level at some point or at some points. I hope not too much because that's kind of the one thing that I love about the movies is that if you've seen all the movies, you're good. Yeah. But if you start to branch out and have you seen the original X-Men movies? Have you seen all the Spider-Man movies? Have you seen? It's like, no. Bring it back. This is why the movies are awesome.
Hey, so, DC is really crazy right now with their new stuff. They got like a 1970s Suicide Squad, and they still have Homegirl as Harley Quinn. 3 Batmans because apparently Ben Affleck is back, right? He agreed to be back as Batman in that version of it, and they also got the other Batman, the vampire kid. Oh my god, I forgot his name. Oh my god, why did I forget his name? Yeah, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, like that. They have all these like parallel universes happening at the same time. It's like kind of crazy. Oh. Last week we talked about this. I don't know if you saw it. Did you see the Raya trailer, the Last Dragon?
Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm all about that. Like cool, ninja-esque Disney princess. Yeah, she had this was some Last Airbender shit. I was like, this Last Airbender. She looked like Korra.
Yeah, I was like, Katara, Korra.
Yeah.
Huh? What's happening here?
And then like the premise of it when she goes on to like describe like the dragon, I was like, this dragon prince, what
Dragon
the
Prince
hell?
at the same time? And the blue spirit, she's fighting the blue spirit. What's happening?
That's what we said. We're like the blue spirit, yeah, for sure. We're like, dang, like people at Disney are watching a lot of Airbender lately.
Yeah, that's what it seems to be. I mean, hey, it's doing so well on Netflix. Like it really did. Like it's incredible what Netflix can do for certain franchises. Like it's the same thing for Breaking Bad. Like Breaking Bad was kind of like just for people who like had, you know, cable and that kind of thing. But once it went to Netflix, that's like kind of when it became this huge sensation. Like
it's accessible to anybody.
The power is substantial. And now like Avatar is kind of going through that right now. What Rangers are they following? From what I remember from the article with the Millie Bobby Brown stuff, it seems like it's going to be a new Rangers, but that they will overlap with some of the older Rangers, which includes like Mighty Morphin, probably Ninja.
It would make sense if they want to keep the original canon of it happened in the 90s before.
Right.
Because that's the Rangers that everyone knows is the 90s stuff. So
someone said Robert Pattinson because I couldn't get it. Nice. But I think that's pretty much it for today. Turk, let people know where they can find more of your stuff.
YouTube, Turk Magerk, YouTube/Turk Magerk. I haven't been doing anything other than streams. Been playing lots of Resident Evil to help me cope with the pandemic. I have a video.
What's that girl's name who does a lot of Resident Evil shit on YouTube?
Sphere Hunter?
Yeah, do you follow her?
I do. She is gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, she is. You should do her shit, like to fucking do retrospectives and stuff.
Yeah, well, I wanted to do more. I have, if you guys are interested, I have a video. It's from like 2 years ago on my channel page. It's called Top 5 Survival Horror Games. I can never just spit that out. What the hell's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's horror.
It's horror games. I made that 2 years ago. I want to start making content more like that, but I'm actually interested to see what people, how they feel about it. Because that's the stuff that I really want to do. It's sort of like it was thrown together and like more in editing than anything. I was like, let me just record a video. Sat there, recorded myself talk. Okay, cool. Let's put it together. But then I started having all the ideas come to me when I was editing, and I was like, I like this. This is awesome. So I'd rather do that versus streaming. So yeah, guys, go check it out. Tell me what you think of it. Leave me some comments, stuff like that. And yeah, for sure, I'm probably going to put out. I think the next one I'll put out is the 5 things I love about Resident Evil 3 remake, because Jesus, I love those games.
Oh yeah, the remake's actually really, really good. Actually, I hear they're actually going to do 4, which is kind of stranger because 4 still feels modern, you know, in a way that 3 and 2 didn't. So it's kind of.
But it was like 20 years ago, though. It's not modern anymore. We're just old.
Yeah, I know that's true. I know. Because you think about it, you're like, oh, I guess it did came up like when the GameCube was still around.
Yeah, yeah, it was brand new on the GameCube when it was new, and I didn't have a GameCube at the time.
Exclusive at first.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's how freaking old. Because it didn't even come to PS2. Because I think it got real popular when it came to PS2 later.
Yeah, because it was that they were Capcom was doing a couple of RE. They did RE1 remake on the GameCube, Zero on the GameCube. Those are exclusives. So it's the only reason I even got a GameCube eventually.
Right. Yeah, actually, I think I skipped over GameCube. That's the one I had in before, and then I went to Wii, and I skipped over the GameCube. But yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you, everybody, for coming out. Go ahead and check out Turk stuff. Description box below. Peace, love, may the force be with you. Mischief Managed is my favorite YouTube channel on the Citadel. By the way, did you hear that the remastered of the trilogy is coming? Mass Effect. No,
I didn't. Why are you telling me this now? And you're closing.
Sorry, I just forgot. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's coming. They had a rating. There was a rating that leaked from like one of the Korean sites, something like that. But yeah, it's that's gonna be cool too. All right, guys. Bye.